Oh my God, you guys! Come on in and grab a seat! Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble are setting the rumor mill on fire again, and this time the chatter says they might be on the verge of a breakup. Not necessarily for the reasons people first assume, either. We are going to unpack what was actually seen in public, what insiders claim went down behind the scenes, and the signals Kris herself might be sending with her very curated posts. By the end, you decide whether this is normal couple turbulence or the start of a clean break. First, quick refresher. Kris and Corey have been together since 2014. That is a decade of fashion weeks, family tapings, and red carpet moments. In that time, they have been the calm background during some very loud Kardashian headlines. So when they make news, it is usually because a camera caught a moment they could not edit around. Let's talk about those moments. Recently, there were two very public flashpoints. One was in Las Vegas at Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter tour finale. Cameras caught Kris and Corey in a VIP section, having what looked like a tense exchange. Kris turned away and walked off. Khloe Kardashian, who often anchors her mom in public, appeared to step in to settle the vibe. After the show, Kris shared fun backstage and concert clips, but Corey was missing from those posts. Alone, that could be nothing. Combined with what came next, it set off alarms. The second moment happened in Venice around the wedding of Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, a very public event with a tidal wave of cameras. Kris and Corey were seen leaving by water taxi and appeared to argue about riding alone versus sharing space. A lip reader later claimed Kris wanted private transport, while Corey tried to handle it with staff. Either way, it looked awkward, and the clip made the rounds fast. If you have ever had a logistics fight with your partner at the absolute worst time, multiply that by 100 and add paparazzi. That was the Venice mood. Two tense sightings in high-profile places, plus a social feed that suddenly goes very girls trip and very brand first is how we arrived at today's breakup whispers. Kris popped up soon after with a glam vacation that included powerhouse names, luxe yachts, and designer tags. That kind of content does more than sell a lifestyle. It also resets narrative. The message is, I am thriving, I am busy, and I am exactly where I want to be. Whether Corey is out of frame because he was not there, or because this is a curated solo arc, the effect is the same. Fans notice the absence. Now, are these just normal couple arguments? Some insiders say yes. They describe Kris and Corey as two strong personalities who clash, cool off, and carry on. Anyone who has been in a long relationship knows that little frictions can turn big when you add travel, schedules, staff, and 1,000 eyes. The part that is not normal is the setting. Stadium concerts and celebrity weddings are not ideal places for private conversations, and that is why those clips blew up. Let's zoom out and talk power dynamics, because it matters here. Kris is not just a celebrity. She is a CEO with a decades-long record of turning headlines into leverage. She decides when the cameras roll, who stands where, and how to steer a story. Corey, for his part, has been a steady presence beside her, loyal and available, which is not easy in that world. But when one person controls the calendar, the staff, and the brand, tiny disagreements about logistics can feel like battles about respect. Who speaks for us? Who sets the plan? Who gets the last word? Those are small questions on a quiet Sunday, and very big questions when there are drones over a Venetian canal. Another factor people are whispering about is evolution. Long relationships have chapters. The early chapter is novelty and fireworks. The later chapters are rhythm, compromise, and stamina. Now add a family whose work is literally being watched. The relationship must survive not just real life, but also public interpretation of that life. That is exhausting, even for balanced couples. One rough night at a show can become a headline for a week. Let's break down what the sightings might mean without jumping to conclusions. The Vegas clip tells us there was heat in the moment. Kris walked away, which is a classic, I need a minute move. Khloe stepping in tracks with her role in family dynamics. The Venice clip shows a public disagreement about privacy versus protocol. Those two moments do not prove a breakup. They do prove that tension is real and not just internet imagination. On the social side, Kris posting upbeat content with friends and industry icons without Corey may be a narrative decision. It can read as "I am unbothered," "I am working," "I am in control." If you study media playbooks, that is a standard move whether a breakup is happening or not. It reduces speculation by refusing to feed it. It reminds advertisers and partners that the brand is stable. It also lets fans know that while everyone loves relationship tea, business remains business. So, what would confirm that this is more than a rough patch? Here are the tells to watch. Fewer joint appearances at family tentpoles like premieres, fashion shows, or big birthdays. Separate arrivals and exits at events where they usually appear as a pair. Brand campaigns that used to feature both of them quietly sunset. Instagram captions shifting from "we" to "I." Episodes of the family show that move from playful scenes together to conspicuous edits where one is always somewhere else. If you start seeing on-record statements from reps, that is the moment the story has moved from rumor to management. While we are here, let's clear up one spicy line floating around on social. Some people are claiming Kris thinks she can do better now that she looks refreshed and energized. That is pure speculation without anyone on record. What we can say is that Kris always radiates confidence when she is in work mode, and she is in that mode right now. Reading more into it is fan fiction until someone confirms otherwise. What about Corey? If history is a guide, he tends to ride out the noise quietly. He is usually not the one posting essays or reacting to comments. If things are solid, he will be back at key events sooner than later. If things are fragile, you will see distance grow slowly at first, then very obviously all at once. Watch the next big family function. If Kris walks in flanked by daughters, glam squad, and business partners, with no Corey anywhere, people will talk. If Corey is there, smiling, unbothered, and they move in sync, that is an all clear for now. There is also Khloe's role to consider. She was reportedly the peacekeeper in Vegas. She has often been that quiet anchor in family scenes, the one who reaches out, de-escalates, and keeps the schedule. If she is nearby in the next public appearance and everything looks calm, that suggests they are smoothing things over. If she is absent and Kris is still in solo stride, the narrative keeps sliding toward a split. Here is the piece nobody loves to admit. Public spats are rarely one-offs for happy couples who are thriving. Most of us do not snap at our partner at a concert unless we are already frayed. Does it guarantee a breakup? Number. But it does mean something needs repair, and repair takes privacy, patience, and cooperation. Celebrity life offers none of those things. For now, the most honest status is, watch closely, do not overstate. There are receipts of tension. There is also a decade of history that says they know how to ride out messy news cycles. We will know which story wins soon enough. Quick timeline for the receipts, people. Venice first, around the Bezos and Sanchez wedding. Awkward moment on a water taxi, interpreted by onlookers as a disagreement about riding alone. Then, Las Vegas, Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter finale, VIP section, visibly tense exchange. Kris walks off and Khloe appears to smooth things over. After that, Kris posts bright, brand-forward content from a glam girls trip with industry powerhouses. No Corey in sight. That is the arc. That is what we can verify from the outside. What happens next? If it is a temporary rough patch, expect a casual, low-stakes joint appearance soon. A dinner pap shot, a family birthday, something easy that says relax, we are fine. If a split is really brewing, expect strategic distance. Separate cars, separate seats, separate captions. And at some point, a single line from a spokesperson that uses phrases like mutual decision, deep respect, and focus on family. Until then, the best read is this. 2 strong personalities, 2 high-pressure events, 2 tense moments caught in 4K. A CEO who understands how to reframe a story, a partner who keeps things private, and a fan base that will draw conclusions from the smallest missing frame. It is relatable in one way and larger than life in another, which is exactly why it is trending. Your turn. Do you think Kris and Corey are headed for a breakup? Or was this a rough patch amplified by stadium lights and paparazzi lenses? If you were advising them, would you tell them to step back privately for a month, or to make a united appearance and shut the rumors down? Drop your take in the comments, hit like if you appreciate reality tea with receipts and nuance, and subscribe so you do not miss the next update when this story moves from whispers to facts.